You wake up in the dark. That feeling, you know the one. The sensation that someone is watching you. You open your eyes, and there they are. Two glowing eyes locked on your face. Your cat. 6 inches from your nose. Just staring. How long have they been there? What are they thinking? And why does it feel less like love and more like they're planning something? Here's what most people believe: cats stare at us because they're creepy, because they're plotting, or because they want food. But animal behaviorists and feline researchers have spent years studying this exact behavior. And what they've discovered goes so much deeper than hunger or weirdness. Some of it is ancient predator instinct. Some of it is pure survival strategy. And one reason, the last one we'll talk about today, is so profound it might completely change how you understand your relationship with your cat. I'm about to walk you through 5 scientific explanations for why your cat watches you sleep. And trust me, by the end of this, those 3 a.m. staring contests are going to mean something completely different. 1. Your cat is monitoring movement, because that's what predators do. Let's start with something most cat owners forget the moment their kitty does something adorable. Your cat is an apex predator. A highly specialized hunter with instincts refined over millions of years. And one of the most important predatory skills? Absolutely perfect movement detection. Here's what's happening in your cat's brain when they watch you sleep. According to research from the School of Veterinary Medicine at UC Davis, cats have exceptional motion-sensing vision. Their eyes contain a high concentration of rod cells, which are specialized for detecting movement in low light. That's why your cat can spot a moth across a dark room while you're fumbling for the light switch. But here's the fascinating part. When you're asleep, you're not still. You're breathing. Your chest rises and falls. Maybe your eyes move under your eyelids during REM sleep. Your fingers might twitch. To your cat's motion-calibrated vision, you're a landscape of tiny, interesting movements. Dr. John Bradshaw, author of Cat Sense and a leading expert in feline behavior, explains that cats don't turn off their hunting assessment just because they're domesticated. They're constantly scanning their environment for movement patterns. And when the house is completely silent and dark, those micro-movements from your sleeping body become the most interesting thing happening in their world. Think about it this way. You're not being stalked. You're just the only show playing at 3 a.m. But movement detection is just the surface-level explanation. The next reason gets into something most owners find unsettling until they understand the biology behind it. 2. Your cat is performing a wellness check, and yes, I'm serious. This is going to sound dark, but stay with me. In the wild, cats are both predators and prey. Medium-sized felines have to be constantly aware of threats, and they're also opportunistic about resources. So evolution gave them a very practical skill, the ability to quickly assess whether another animal is alive, dead, or dying. Your cat uses that same skill on you. When you're sleeping, your breathing slows. Your body temperature drops slightly. You stop responding to environmental stimuli. From your cat's perspective, you're exhibiting some of the same signs as an animal in distress or worse. Research published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats are highly attuned to the breathing patterns and vital signs of their companions, both feline and human. They notice irregularities. And when you're in deep sleep and your breathing becomes very slow and shallow, your cat may genuinely be checking to make sure you're okay. Sound far-fetched? Consider this. How many times has your cat come up and nudged you, patted your face, or meowed at you right when you were in your deepest sleep? That's not random. They're testing for responsiveness. And here's the part that's actually kind of sweet. If you stir, make a sound, or shift position, your cat often relaxes and walks away. Mission accomplished. Human is alive. Status, acceptable. The Cornell Feline Health Center notes that cats in multi-cat households do this with each other, especially older cats checking on kittens or bonded adults monitoring a sick companion. You're part of their colony, so you get the same treatment. So the next time you wake up to those unblinking eyes, maybe your cat isn't being creepy. Maybe they're just making sure you're still breathing. Which, if you think about it, is actually concern in its most primal form. But we're just getting started. The third reason reveals something about trust that most cat owners completely misunderstand. 3. Your cat is watching you sleep because you're vulnerable, and that matters. Here's a question most people never ask. Why does your cat choose to be near you when you sleep? Cats are crepuscular, meaning they're naturally most active at dawn and dusk. Nighttime for a cat should be prime hunting hours, exploring hours, playing hours. And yet, many cats choose to spend those hours in your bedroom. On your bed. Sometimes on your chest. Watching. Animal behaviorist Mikel Delgado, who studies cat cognition at UC Davis, explains that cats are keenly aware of vulnerability, both their own and others. When you're asleep, you're at your most defenseless. You're unconscious, unaware, unable to protect yourself. And your cat knows this. In a feral colony or multi-cat household, cats establish watch patterns. While some cats sleep, others stay alert. It's a survival strategy that ensures someone is always monitoring for threats. By positioning themselves near you, your cat is, in essence, standing guard. But here's the flip side, and this is where trust comes in. Your cat is also vulnerable when they're near you. They're in the open, not hidden. They're focused on you, which means they're not watching the door or the windows. According to the Journal of Veterinary Behavior, cats only engage in this kind of close proximity resting with individuals they deeply trust. So when your cat stares at you while you sleep, they're making a choice. They're choosing to be near you when both of you are vulnerable. They're monitoring the room, yes, but they're also in a position where they trust you won't hurt them while they're distracted. It's mutual vulnerability. And in cat language, that's one of the highest forms of trust. If this is giving you a new appreciation for those middle-of-the-night staring sessions, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for Whisker Wisdom. We're diving deep into the science and psychology of what our cats are really telling us. And there's so much more to uncover. By the way, if you've ever wondered what's actually going through your cat's mind during those quiet, weird moments, you're in the right place. That's exactly what we decode here. Now, let's keep going, because the next reason is where things get truly fascinating. 4. Your cat is syncing their schedule to yours, and it's a bigger deal than you think. Here's something that surprised even researchers. Cats, despite being naturally crepuscular, will actually adjust their sleep-wake cycles to match their human companions. A study published in Animals, an open-access journal on animal science, tracked the sleeping patterns of indoor cats and found significant alignment with their owners' schedules. In other words, your cat is learning when you sleep and when you wake. And they're modifying their own behavior to match. Why does this matter for the staring behavior? Because your cat is using those quiet observation moments to gather data. When do you enter light sleep versus deep sleep? When are you most likely to wake up? What small movements or sounds indicate you're about to get up? Dr. Dennis Turner, a leading animal psychologist specializing in cat-human relationships, describes this as social synchronization. Cats are far more socially attuned than most people give them credit for. They're not solitary loners who tolerate us for food. They're adapting their biological rhythms to live in harmony with ours. And here's the practical side. That cat staring at you at 5:30 a.m.? They've learned that around 6 a.m. you wake up. And when you wake up, the morning routine begins. Food appears. Fresh water. Maybe playtime. Your cat has calibrated their internal clock to anticipate this, and they're watching for the earliest signs that the day is about to start. It's not mystical. It's pattern recognition combined with social learning. Your cat has become an expert in you. But even this doesn't capture the deepest reason. We've talked about biology, survival, trust, and synchronization. Now we get to the one explanation that goes beyond instinct and into something that looks a lot like love. 5. Your cat stares at you while you sleep because they're bonding with you, and this is how cats say, "I love you." Look at your cat right now, if they're nearby. Really look at them. Now imagine what's happening in their mind when they choose, out of every place in your home they could be, to sit next to your sleeping face in the dark. Researchers studying feline-human attachment have discovered something extraordinary. Cats release oxytocin, the same bonding hormone humans produce, when they interact with their owners. A study from Asabi University in Japan measured oxytocin levels in cats before and after positive interactions with their humans. The levels increased. Measurably. Scientifically. What does this have to do with staring? Everything. In cat communication, the slow blink is a sign of trust and affection. Behaviorists call it cat kisses. When your cat looks at you and slowly closes their eyes, they're telling you they feel safe. But staring, sustained eye contact, serves a different purpose. It's focus. It's attention. It's the visual equivalent of your cat saying, "Right now, you are the most important thing in my world." Dr. Kristen Vitale, a cat behavior expert whose research focuses on cat-human attachment styles, found that many cats display what's called secure attachment to their owners. These cats seek proximity, show distress when separated, and demonstrate calm, focused attention when reunited. When your cat watches you sleep, they're engaging in proximity-seeking behavior. They're not hunting you. They're not waiting for you to die so they can eat you. The internet loves that myth, but it's mostly nonsense. They're simply being near you because being near you feels good to them. And here's the most profound part. When you're asleep, you're not giving them anything. You're not feeding them, petting them, playing with them, or talking to them. There's no transaction happening. No benefit to your cat except your presence. That's not opportunism. That's connection. The philosopher and cat lover Fernand Mary once wrote, "The cat does not offer services. The cat offers itself." And maybe that's exactly what's happening in those quiet, dark hours. Your cat isn't performing a task or fulfilling a role. They're just being with you. Watching your chest rise and fall. Listening to your breathing. Existing in shared space. Because to your cat, you're not just the food dispenser or the door opener. You're family. You're their colony. Your safety and warmth and the rhythm that structures their entire day. And sometimes, love looks like two glowing eyes in the dark, keeping watch while you dream. So the next time you wake up at 2 a.m. to find your cat staring at you, maybe you won't feel creeped out. Maybe you'll understand what's really happening. They're checking on you. They're learning your patterns. They're standing guard during your most vulnerable hours. They're synchronizing their life to yours. And they're choosing, over and over, to be close to you even when there's no obvious reason except connection. Your cat's stare isn't empty. It's full of instinct, intelligence, trust, and yes, a kind of love that doesn't ask for anything in return. It's just there. Quiet. Constant. Watching. And honestly, in a world that's loud and transactional and endlessly demanding, maybe that's the purest kind of relationship we have. If this changed how you see your cat, share it with someone who needs to know they're not living with a tiny creepy stalker. They're living with a creature who's chosen them. And subscribe to Whisker Wisdom, because every behavior, every quirk, every weird thing your cat does has a story behind it. We're here to tell you what your cat has been trying to say all along.